Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock and I want to welcome you to Utterly Awesome Stamping. Today I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to use this new Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch so that you'll be very successful with it. The Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch has two designs. You'll see the two designs, and then each design has three tracks. It has a track for 1/2 inch piece of cardstock, 3/4 of an inch, and 1 inch. So that's the same on both sides. So I have several tips that will really help you. And first of all, I wanted to show you some cards that I've made with this label. Oops, right side up is better. Okay, so this is the Magenta Madness new in color cardstock, and the Blossoms. Let me show you. Blossoms in Bloom. Love this set. This is what the set looks like. I mean, it is just one of my favorites. Okay. So here we go with a short little label, Thinking of You. Same thing except Highland Heather. Love it, love it. And then again, this time the label is the greeting is mounted on designer paper. So that's kind of fun to do. This one, next one is the same thing. Misty Moonlight. It's the greeting is on designer paper. And then this is one that you saw in a video if you watched it recently. And it is called Game On. By the way, if you enjoy my videos, be sure to push the subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, there is a subscribe button right at the bottom of the right under the video, and just push that, and then you'll get a notification of each one as I release them. Okay, so the first one I'm going to make. Let me show you what it's going to look like. It's just a little tiny well done. So the first thing you need to decide is how big do you want your cardstock to be, and 1/2 inch is going to be plenty for this. So I have a 1/2 inch piece of cardstock, and what I like to do first, so I'm going to stick it in the track and push it in. Okay, really? Hello. Okay, it's stuck. I don't know why. Okay, I like to check on the back and make sure it's right where I want it, and it is. Okay, so we're going to punch that, pull it out. I like to punch first because now I know exactly where my greeting is going to go in relation to what I just punched. So I'm going to stamp Well Done. I'm using Misty Moonlight, and it's almost straight. I get 2 chances right. I'm going to try it one more time. See if I can get it any straighter. Oh, that's a little low. So I think I'll take the other one. Okay, so now the question is, where do you cut it so that you can punch the other end out? What I like to do is take whatever it is I've just stamped, put the very last thing, which in this case is the exclamation point, on any line, and then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 little lines. If you have grid paper, it will really help you a lot. I'm going to make, so that's 3/8 of an inch larger and beyond what you just stamped. Make a little mark, take a pair of scissors, and you're going to cut very, very straight. The reason it's important to cut it straight is because it makes it so much easier to punch. Okay, now, this is not big enough to really stick into the punch to get the other end punched. So what I like to do is take a Post-it note and cut about the same size, and now I've got a little handle and I can stick it in. The important thing here is to turn this over and make sure I'm getting it right where I want it, and then I'm going to punch it. So here we go. Well done, and it looks good on both ends. All right, so now the next step is to decide how much larger you want your layering piece to be. I generally make it 1/8 of an inch larger. Sometimes I might make it 1/8 of an inch plus a smidgen larger. Okay, and again, I'm going to punch one end of it, and just because there's not a 5/8 of an inch track doesn't mean I can't put a 5/8 of an inch piece into it. All I have to do is flip it over like this and make sure that it's in the center, and then I can punch it, and it is perfect. Can you see that? All right, so now I will simply add the greeting to the label. And now the next question is, how do I know where to cut this so that when I punch it, it's going to be the right size. Generally, I do about, again, I'm going to put the very tip of the white on any line, and I'm going to count 1, 2, and not quite 3. 1, 2, and not quite 3. And then I'm going to cut again very straight. I'm going to add the Post-it note. Now I can stick it in easily. Turn it over. And here we go. Punch it. Ah, good job. All right, so there you go. Easy, easy. Okay, now let's do one more. We're going to do a different size. This one I'm using is going to be Thinking of You, so I'm going to make this one. And I'll use the other punch just so you can see. It's the same difference. I just thought, you know, we'll practice twice and then you'll feel pretty confident. So the Thinking of You comes from Blossoms in Bloom. So again, this one is starting out at 5/8 of an inch because 1/2 an inch is not large enough for that greeting. So I'm going to punch first, then I'm going to take the greeting. This is photopolymer, so I've got a pretty good chance of getting it straight. I'm going to pull it down to the G is going to be right on a line. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 1/8 of an inch past the last stamped part. I'm going to try to cut very straight. I'm going to add the Post-it note. This time I'll use the other design just for fun. Okay, let's see here. Could get it right in the middle because remember I don't have a track for this. There we go. Okay, so cool. Oh, I did one on one end and one on the other. Isn't that cute? Oh well, we will just go with it, I guess. All right, so now we'll stick this in the track. This is funny. Oh well. Okay, things like this happen, right? It's too late to change it now. Okay, so I'm going to put oh, this is not going to work. This is going to look strange. Oh well, this is hysterical. Oh well, you get the idea. All right, it really helps if you use the same design on both ends. Okay, so I'm going to put the very end of it on a line. I'm going to count 2 plus not quite 3. You can practice with this and see what works for you, but 2 and not quite 3 generally works for me. Okay, let's get this now in the right punch. Oh, this is funny. Okay, hey, that's perfect. Okay, except that there's one on one end and one on the other. It's perfect, right? So do you get the idea? This is really, it's a fun punch to use. It's brand new, and I think it's already on back order, unfortunately. But just hang out a little bit and it will be available. So thank you for joining me. Be sure to visit my blog, sandystamper.com. And again, if you've enjoyed this video, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel by pushing the subscribe button below. All right, see you next time.